12:30 Monday morning, Monday after dinner, not morning, it's 12:30. Got an omelette, 7 eggs. 7 eggs and some cheese. So I just had a question, is it worthwhile doing this diet? 100% strict or sort of 90%, you know, having slight cheat at beers and stuff like that occasionally? Totally up to you. The question is, why are you doing this diet? I initially did it to lose some weight. That's one of my least favourite benefits of doing that carnivore lifestyle. Being switched on, and I talk about it a lot, I get sick of saying it, but being mentally alert, switched on, wanting to wake up in the morning and get out of bed instead of laying in bed lazy. I've noticed if I do have a cheat, I did at the weekend, it was mine and my wife's anniversary, so I had a bit of a cheat. I had some bit of cheesecake, a little bit of chocolate, and I noticed when I eat those things again, that feeling that I used to get regularly every day pretty much. I don't want to get out of bed in the morning, I feel a little bit bloated, I notice my face sort of swells up, I get really puffy eyes if I'm eating that crap. So I wake up in the morning, my eyes are puffy, got big bags under my eyes. I tend not to get that. I'm doing the carnivore strict. It's a really good elimination diet. You are eliminating the crap out of your life. Only eating good omelette, that is just basically 7 eggs, bit of cheese, salt and pepper, simple, cooked in butter, and then I've got some steak. Got a little bit of steak. Everything that's good for you, basically. You know, this food you could eat for the rest of your life and be quite healthy on it. But we've been indoctrinated to not eat this sort of stuff. We've been told from a very young age that we should be eating all this fruit and vegetables. Potatoes are a good staple. Bread, like, unless you're making bread yourself, it is terrible. It is no good for you unless you're starving. You know, it's going to stop you from starving, but you won't live a healthy life eating bread all your life, or rice, or pasta, or potatoes even. And certain vegetables are very bad for you. Vegetables have got toxins in them because they can't protect themselves because they're not animals, so they have plant toxins which are no good for us, to the individual, isn't it? So it's everybody's individual choice. Decisions for yourself. I went strict carnivore for quite a while. I'll introduce fruit back into my diet, and every weekend I'll have a bit of a cheat. You know, I'm not going to go all my life without eating a bit of sugar. You know, I preach to people, don't eat sugar, it's no good for you. Don't eat it every day. You know, I eat this stuff all the time, and I'll have a cheat at the weekend. You know, I've earned that cheat, and I don't feel guilty for it because I'm not eating it every single day. You eat it every day, you've got yourself a problem. Eat it once a week, your body's going to deal with it. I'm going to have really low insulin levels. Insulin is the fat storage hormone. I'm not spiking my insulin all the way through the week, so I can afford to do that at the weekend. Well, it's not going to be detrimental towards my health. I'm in the position to tell anyone what to do. I'm not medically trained healthcare professional, so I've got a brain and I've got a computer and I've got a phone and I can research things. I can listen to what people have to say about diets and food, nutrition, and that's all I've done. And all I'm doing is passing that on. I don't expect anybody to listen or do what I do. At the end of the day, we've all got to make our own choices. For how many people sit down and don't move? That's like a disease. Sitting and being sedimentary is like a disease. It's not normal. We're the only species on this planet that have the choice of not moving. Oh, which is crazy. If all the other animals did that, imagine a lion or a cheetah or a leopard just sitting there all day. They just basically die. That's animals committing suicide. We have that option. We have that option, and we could live. We never move and eat whatever we wanted. It's a terrible choice, but there's a lot of people who do it. It's going to be a weird existence, and I don't choose to do that. I get a lot of enjoyment from eating healthy, and I get a lot of enjoyment from exercise, knowing that I don't want to be thing is with me, I don't want to be a burden on people and my family. You know, my kids, I would hate to think that my kids had to help me when I'm older. That's what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want to be looked after when I'm older. I want to look after myself until the big Lord says it's time for you to go upstairs.